talks begin, have kept on changing. First it was 50-50, then power, then respect. Now coming from this retreat, there's this demand for payment of monies owed to the party. We talk about 12 billion shillings by the government. Now, this discussion around the money, do you think it could be enticing enough for the Linda Mwananchi, who still believe that they too own a part of this party? That if at all the government was to release even half that amount, 6 billion for example, or even a quarter of it, that they would feel that also we have a right to that kitty and that would be enough to take them back. Do you think so?
You know, when you, I like the way you've sort of broke it down in a nice way. 50-50 and then power, and then now they're talking about you know, the money part of it, and but all you've forgotten one thing that I think has come very, very clearly from this retreat in Mombasa. You've also mentioned respect, but you've also you've forgotten to mention the fact that they are saying they want to be in unity. They want to be a stronger party. And I think for the first time since all the squabbles began, I saw a number of ministers who were serving in Ruto government, but from ODM zone, attend the retreat, other than Wandai was out of the country with the president. Those ministers were there. I saw Joe there, Minister Joe there. I saw Minister of National Treasury and Planning, who was there, Mbadi there. I saw Minister of Cooperative, Wycliffe Oparanya was there. And a number of dignitaries that are actually serving in government. And it gave me a sense of relief that indeed the party that we thought was weakling is not actually weakling, that even those experts that were seconded to the government were there and still saying, look, we are part of ODM and we want to make ODM stronger. And that was a very, very important message to the country and to government. Fred, I will tell you, there's been a little bit of jittery and uncertainty about these people who were seconded, experts who were seconded to government, because a number of them have not been speaking about the party other than the government, and the government is UDA. And so there have been issues of people saying, why are you just propagating the philosophy and the ideologies of UDA and not necessarily of the party, which is ODM, that made you be in those positions? And I think when they were in Uganda, I mean, when they were in Tanzania, they made it very clear. I mean, not Tanzania, I'm so sorry, Mexican issues here. When they were in Mombasa, we've just come from Tanzania. They made it clear that we want to make this party stronger. We know for certain that even one of the ministers said, I am ready to even resign, but to continue strengthening the party. And I think that was said by none other than Joe himself, to strengthening this party, because they know with a stronger party, you will find yourself in government. If you have a weaker party, you will not be on the table. You will not be discussed on the table. And I think that's what Honorable Oburu is talking about, that it's power. And if you want power, again, you have to let people that you want know that you want power. And you have to work around it so hard. You have to put your troops together. You have to ammunition them. You have to ensure that they have the skills. You have to, like voting, you have to make sure that the places that you are having members of parliament, governors, are not taken away with other people, because if you do that, you weaken your soldiers. And for you to talk about power, first of all, you got to know that you have that power. And when you consistently talk about it and you gather your troops to go for that war that you have ahead of you, it will happen. But if you don't talk about it, people will take you for no, you know.
But it's one thing to talk about unity. Already there are differences. But the question is, what is this thing that will bring them together? Because so far they have a lot